We have some important information for anglers. I'm Jill Horner. This is Comcast Local Edition. With me this hour is New Jersey State Senator Jeff Van Drew of the 1st Legislative District. Thanks so much for being with us.
It's always great to be with you, Jill.
We're talking specifically about saltwater anglers and people who choose to, whether they fish off a pier or off of a boat, utilize the waterways that are around us. Talk to us a little bit about some federal regulations and how they could impact New Jersey fishermen.
Exactly, and I mean, it's very important. A lot of folks don't realize this is happening. The federal government has law. It's law now. There's nothing we can do about it. That has said that each and every state must have a fishing registry. And the reason is they want to have better science to understand what people are catching, how much the size is, etc. Right now they just cold call to find that information out. They just call folks that may or may not be fishermen. It's not efficient. So the federal government has established that by law. Each state must have a fishing registry. It's up to the state on how they do it. If the state does not do it, the federal government will step in and will charge a fishing license to do it.
So is there a timeline in place at this point for when the federal government would establish this registry if a state doesn't take action?
By the end of next year, Jill, we need to do this.
Okay.
Now, it's very important, I believe, that we don't charge. You know, I think in the state of New Jersey, we've increased people what they pay for tolls, what their fees cost for a host of different things like motor vehicle fees, what their taxes are, regulations. I mean, I think folks have just about had enough. So I thought it'd be a wonderful idea in New Jersey if we actually established a New Jersey saltwater fishing registry at no cost, no charge, so people don't have to pay. And the way you would do it is to simply have the Department of Environmental Protection establish a website and say Jill Horner is a fisherwoman and she wants to get on that website. She just fills it out. They get the information they need. If you want to print out your fishing registry, or if you want to call it a fishing license, you do, and you're done. Can't cost all that much to establish a website in the Department of Environmental Protection.
But it could cost something. I mean, regardless of however much it costs, how will then it be paid for if not through user fees generated through licenses?
Yep. Through all the millions upon millions of dollars that the Department of Environmental Protection pays already and gets actually in fees, through the millions upon millions of dollars that anglers already pay in taxes and fees and costs associated with their bait, with their tackle, with everything else they buy and everything else they do. I think we've charged people enough, including the anglers. So after, you know, the lady or gentleman has worked 2 jobs and broken their back trying to pay their taxes and fees and costs in New Jersey, the least they can do is get to go fish off a pier and throw their saltwater line in the water and not pay something for it.
What about our neighboring states? Obviously, New Jersey's not the only state with salt water and people using it for fishing purposes. How has this federal regulation gone forward in other states?
What they've done is, in some states, not everybody's done something different. In some states, they have established a fishing license, promised that the money would be used for science for fishing, and for example, in New York State, they raided the fund and it was just used for budgetary reasons. So now even U.S. Senator has called for the fee to be repealed, the fishing license fee to be repealed. In Rhode Island, the governor of the state has actually vetoed the legislation that would establish a fee. In Connecticut, the fund was raided as well. So it's throughout the country, there's been along the coastal communities real opposition to this and some real concern with it. I just don't know where it ends. I understand the idea of we certainly want good science and we certainly have to pay for things, but this is something that we really can do at no cost. If you can establish a website, and it allows New Jersey, by the way, to advertise and compete with other coastal states and say, you know what, you come to New Jersey if you're a tourist, you're not going to pay to throw your line in the water. That's a good thing.
We just have a few seconds left, but your proposal to have no fees associated with this already went through the Assembly, waiting to be dealt with in the Senate, but would you be amenable to any kind of fee, even a nominal fee of a few dollars?
I'm not, because I think once you put the fee on, it'll be a few dollars this year. Next year, it'll double and triple, so I'm not. I just think this is something we should really show for once. One time, we're going to give people a break.
All right, thanks so much. Come back, give us an update. Thank you. We've been talking with New Jersey State Senator Jeff Van Drew of the 1st Legislative District. I'm Jill Horner for Comcast Local Edition.